Starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 10. I'm Nate Myhock. You might be seeing more birds in your backyard because migration season is coming soon. However, with all of these birds, there can be a few problems. Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson explains.
Stephen Schreier woke up and did not expect to see what he did.
The first morning when I came down, and they're usually out there pretty early, I was a little taken back. I had never seen quite that many.
At least 200 birds, maybe even more, were flocked in Schreier's backyard bird feeders, most of them being redpolls and pine siskins.
Those two large tube feeders, I don't know what you call that, like a little window feeder. About 3 or 4 thistle feeders. There's a platform feeder, a sock feeder.
Schreier says this is a small gathering of what he first saw. Northwoods naturalist John Bates says this is not an uncommon sight.
This year we have huge numbers of common redpolls. So all kinds of folks are telling me they have 100 or more of these redpolls at their feeders. Some people with 200.
Redpolls will congregate together while they are migrating, creating large groups like what Schreier saw. Late April to early May is when birds are migrating to northern Wisconsin. Bates says with all these birds come a few problems.
So it's a small army, and they're all eating out of the same bowl or off the same feeders, as it were. We get a lot of birds coming up from the south, and so if they have salmonella on the fly up, there's not much you can do, even if your feeder's perfectly clean.
Although sickness in birds isn't always preventable, Bates says birds are an essential part of the ecosystem. Schreier says he cleans his feeders monthly, all to keep his backyard friends coming back.
It's something to watch and do during the winter months, and I think it does help the bird population. Some of them struggle more than others, I think.
That was Morgan Johnson reporting. Birds that are infected with salmonella will become puffy, inflated, and lethargic. Bates recommends cleaning your bird feeders, especially if they've been sitting out all winter. He says to use 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Conrad, it was a gorgeous spring day out there. What's the weekend ahead looking like?
Yep, so the weekend's not looking too bad, especially with those rising temperatures into the 40s. But another low pressure system is in the forecast, and it is slightly starting to pop up here as some snow. So this will be moving on in. Pretty big system out here with a decent amount of moisture. We'll be moving on in tonight into the overnight hours. So we'll be moving in as some snow in the beginning. So we might get a dusting to an inch of snow, but then temperatures will start to rise into the upper 30s. Into the lower 40s. So whatever does fall will actually start to transition into some rain mixed with some snow. So then all of that accumulative snow will actually melt. But right now, temperatures have cooled off pretty much all across our region right here, with Rhinelander coming in at 32, Tomahawk at 32, Anago at 30, Land O'Lakes coming in at 27, and Iron Mountain coming in a little below freezing at 30 degrees. So we will continue to cool temperatures down into the upper 20s overnight as some snow starts to move on in. Nate?
Thank you, Conrad. Following a shooting that occurred on Wednesday in Stevens Point, the police have identified a suspect in that case. Police say they are searching for 38-year-old Nicholas C. Hayes. He is wanted on charges of first-degree reckless injury, first-degree recklessly endangering safety, and felony possession of a firearm. Hayes is accused of shooting and injuring a man inside of a trailer home on Wednesday morning. They believe that Hayes could be operating a black 2007 Jeep Cherokee with a license plate of ALE 4056, or he could be driving a Chevy Aveo with plates that read B4906WE. They believe him to be armed and dangerous, and if you see him, they ask that you contact law enforcement immediately. A federal judge denied convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell's request for a new trial on Friday. Attorneys for Maxwell had argued a juror who failed to disclose past sexual abuse tainted the outcome of that trial. In a 40-page opinion, Judge Allison Nathan disagreed, saying the juror made an honest mistake and appeared to remain impartial. The judge added that setting aside a guilty verdict occurs only in the most extraordinary circumstances. Maxwell, the former associate of Jeffrey Jeffrey Epstein was convicted last year on 5 sex trafficking counts. Her defense team has also asked the judge to withhold any ruling until they see the juror's interview in a new documentary series. Congress is inching closer to making marijuana legal. The House of Representatives passed a bill on Friday that would prevent federal agencies from denying federal workers clearance for cannabis use. The vote passed by a slim margin, 220 to 204, and is not likely to pass in the Senate. The House bill would allow the Veterans Administration to recommend medical marijuana to veterans living with PTSD. Plus, it would help gain revenue by authorizing a sales tax on marijuana products. In addition, the bill would expunge the records of people convicted of nonviolent cannabis offenses. State regulators have approved plans for a $171 million natural gas plant near Wausau. Two of the state's largest utilities, We Energies and Wisconsin Public Service, say the plant is needed to maintain the power supply when renewable energy is unable to meet demand. Opponents say the plant is not necessary and will raise rates as well as delay a shift away from fossil fuels. WEC Energy Group, which owns the two utilities, has pledged to cut carbon emissions 80% by 2030. COVID-19's grip on the U.S. appears to be shrinking. Just over 16,000 people are currently hospitalized with the virus, the lowest number since the start of the pandemic. COVID patients in the ICU are decreasing as well, according to the DHS. And despite the drop in these hospitalizations, officials say many hospitals are still stressed, partly because of staffing issues. The CDC says that since August of 2020, more than 4.5 million people have been hospitalized for COVID-19. More than a third of those patients were at least 70 years old. April 1st brings back the beloved April Fool's Day. The city of Rhinelander's claim to fame actually came from a legendary prank. Newswatch 12's Matt Weaver spoke to a local historian about the mascot's founding.
Rhinelander, Wisconsin, home of the hodag since the late 19th century. And fitting for April Fool's Day, the hodag all started as one big prank.
So far as Rhinelander's history goes, and Wisconsin state history, Gene Shepard ranks at the tippy top of April Fool's pranksters.
But who was Gene Shepard, and how did this tale come to be?
Gene Shepard was a lumberjack, a timber cruiser, a land surveyor, a notable map maker for the Northwoods of Wisconsin, but moreover, he was a joker, a prankster. He claimed to have discovered a vicious, fur-bearing horned beast in the forest near Rhinelander. And he took some lumberjacks out to where he saw this creature. They found one, cornered it, and actually blew it up.
He shared his tale with townspeople, even putting a hodag on display at the county fair. And locals believed him.
He could tell a story that was sprinkled with truth, but was mostly hogwash, and got lots of people to believe it. And the hodag legend was part and parcel to his work as a local prankster.
Word spread around the country.
Eventually, a guy out in New York State, P.T. Barnum, who owned a circus and sideshow at that time, heard about the hodag. This was right up his alley. He decided to come up to Rhinelander to investigate.
After Shepard got the townspeople's attention, he developed a reputation for his pranks. Shepard's legacy lives on.
But that was just the kind of prankster Gene Shepard was, always taking it, to the very limit and oftentimes beyond it. There are people that believe hodags are real. I believe hodags are real.
Reporting in Rhinelander, Matt Weaver, Newswatch 12.
The historical complex is looking for additional summer help in the coming months. You can contact their office for more details. The labor shortage has caused issues for many sectors, and nearly everyone has felt the impact. In the farming industry, some are turning to robotics to help get their job done. Those details are next. That's after weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
Hi, Bob Pucci for the Take It Hunting Foundation. We're having the Yanago Gun Show this weekend at the fairgrounds on Highway 45. Admission is $7, 14 under are free. Show hours are Friday from 3 to 8, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sunday 9 to 3.
Inflation has surged to a 40-year high. Democrats declared war on fossil fuels, so gasoline prices are at record levels. President Obama's chief economist says inflation is costing your family $4,000 a year. Why? Because Democrats are printing trillions of dollars to pay for their massive deficit spending. Inflation is the Democrats' tax on the middle class. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message because I'm concerned about rising prices just like you.
Everyone sleeps at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun with prices so low you'll have to bend over to see them. Prices that'll make your eyes pop out. Want to sleep watching TV? Check out our recliners. You want to pass out face first in a sofa? Check out our sofas. And beds. We've got beds. Check us out. Prices so low you'll think we're crazy. Because everyone sleeps at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun.
Stone Innovations, home of Wisconsin's largest granite and quartz selection, is now featuring the best stone shopping experience in the state. Our brand new indoor facility allows for a home-like, comfortable atmosphere. Choose from hand-picked stone from around the world and select the perfect look for your dream kitchen in the best lighting possible. Then sit down with our free design services to customize the look of your kitchen. Our projects come with a lifetime warranty. Stone Innovations, Wisconsin's granite and quartz leader. Appleton, Rhinelander, Clover, Madison.
We gotta tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. And we gotta do it fast.
Woo! New personal record, Limu!
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Dzień dobry wszystkim, jak się mamy? Piękna pogoda dzisiaj była i troszeczkę śnieg się rozpuszczał, a jutro ma być 90 Fahrenheita i słoneczko. I'm just kidding. April Fools, everyone. Welcome back. Had to toss a little bit of some Polish there, but warm temperatures out there earlier today. Pretty close to average, as our average high is 25 and our average low of 24 degrees. So finally, April has brought some warmer temperatures into the 40s out there. Our radar not showing much right now. There is some moisture and some precipitation onto the west of us that is moving on in very slowly in the next several hours. So most of that is Virgo, which means precipitation that is showing on the radar, but is not reaching the ground yet. But in the morning hours tomorrow, it will, as there's a lot of moisture with this storm from Canada all the way to Texas. So a good amount of moisture with this system, not as much as the last one, but still a quick moving system. So it's going to come in here tonight by the morning hours as some snow. So we will get around a dusting to an inch of snow. But then tomorrow temperatures are actually going to rise into the upper 30s, into the lower 40s. So whatever does fall will start transitioning into a mixture of rain and snow. And then that 1 inch of snow that will fall will actually melt very fast as those temperatures continue to rise throughout the day tomorrow. So we're thinking a dusting to an inch, pretty much most of us in our area, pretty much central Wisconsin and north of that, as temperatures really cool down. But today, wow, warm-ish temperatures. So April has brought some 40s out here. We'll take it, folks. You know, we've been pretty cold out here all winter. So 42 in Rhinelander, 40 in Eagle River, 44 in Iron Mountain, and even 47 degrees in Stevens Point and Wausau area. So really mild temperatures out there earlier today. Some more melting of the snow has been continuing, but now all of that melting has been refreezing. So really be careful out there. It's starting to get a little slippery, and temperatures have dropped to around the freezing mark in Rhinelander, same in Tomahawk, a little below freezing in Anago and Merrill, and also Eagle River coming in at 28 degrees. So those upper 20s are actually coming south into the Rhinelander area very shortly. The winds not looking too bad right now, but they will be picking up overnight as that low pressure system actually moves in tonight into tomorrow morning, as temperatures stick around below freezing into the upper 20s. So we're thinking a dusting to an inch of snow, but then starts to melt during the day as temperatures rebound into the upper 30s to lower 40s with a mixture of rain and snow before moving out overnight. But our big 7-day outlook, brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress, does show an active weather pattern with rain and snow pretty much every other day. Nate?
Sounds good. Dziękuję, Conrad. 12 people, including 3 U.S. Army soldiers, have been indicted for participating in a multi-state gun trafficking ring. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced the indictment on Friday. Prosecutors allege the suspects legally purchased nearly 100 guns in Tennessee and Kentucky that were later supplied to gang members in Chicago. The Department of Justice says they are committed to cracking down on gun violence. A memorial plaque has been placed at the security checkpoint where Capitol Police Officer Billy Evans died in the line of duty last year. Evans died at his post after an intruder tried to ram his car through a checkpoint at the Capitol on April 2nd. Republican Senator Roy Blunt and Democrat Senator Amy Klobuchar co-sponsored the resolution to pay tribute to Evans with a plaque. Evans' death came as the U.S. Capitol Police Force was already reeling from the violent insurrection on January 6th. NASA's Next Generation moon rocket underwent its final round of tests on Friday. That was to determine how soon the spacecraft can take flight. Engineers conducted the final test known as the wet dress rehearsal. They ran the Artemis 1 launch team through standard operations, including a full launch countdown. The wet dress rehearsal will continue through April 3rd, after which NASA will review data from the rehearsal before setting the official launch date for the rocket. The program's mission is to extend human existence to places like the moon and beyond. The worker shortage has continued and is impacting more and more industries. In Wisconsin, some farmers are even turning to technology to get their jobs done. Kaylin Schumacher has more.
It's very hard to find anybody out there that's willing to. There's just nobody available.
With their busy season quickly approaching, local farmers say they're nervous they won't be able to find enough workers to help them out.
We're in uncharted territory for us, and you kind of get in panic mode, because we need to have people in the seats when it's go time. This is the bottom line.
Both in the field or in processing plants.
Our dairy farmers are struggling to make sure that they have enough workers on farm to make sure they can feed their cows, milk their cows, everything in between there. We're also seeing a shortage of milk haulers, being able to get the milk from the farm to the plant, as well as shortage of help in the plant.
Well, they know it can be a hard job.
Our environment that we work in it's demanding. When it's summertime, it's not a 9-to-5 job. It's when the crop is ready to go, we have to go, whether it's a holiday, whether it's weekends.
They suspect shrinking family sizes might be playing a part in their staffing struggles.
There's less farm kids. We rely on kids that grew up on farms that come to us for jobs, and there's less and less of those kids that are interested in farming. And I think that there's a lot of that going on too.
With almost no options left, today farmers are turning to more automatic equipment to get their jobs done.
The automation and just the sheer size is becoming more and more attractive now than it ever has.
Higher precisions and less labor is what it's all about.
And hope that in the long run, the upfront cost for that technology will be worth it.
You might be looking at an investment of a feed pusher in the $25,000 when you have a broom, but it's going to go and push feed up to your cows more times per day, and they will eat more and they will produce more.
Whether it's at the farm or at the school, making the most of the labor shortage has been a hassle. After the break, we'll meet one elementary school principal who's been helping her kids even outside of the school. Those details are coming up after the break.
Hey, you guys remember when we went on this trip?
Yeah. Remember, Daddy, when you helped that nice lady across the street?
Remember when you blew up those balloon animals for that little kid's birthday party?
That's how it's done.
Remember when you helped fix the neighbor's satellite dish?
Move to the right.
You think you can help people fight back against insurance companies?
Yes, I can.
When you need a paint to fit your lifestyle, Menards has got you covered. From protecting against this, or covering this, to refinishing this, we have a paint for you. You also need it in this color, or even this color. We can do that. Stop in and talk to one of our paint professionals to make your colors come to life. Pick up a gallon of Pittsburgh Ultra interior plat paint for only $16.97 after sale price and 11% rebate.
Here's why it's smart to custom order your Ford SUV, because custom orders receive priority.
you'll get an extra 1,000 order bonus plus incentive protection, guaranteeing you the best offer now or at delivery. And the features you choose. Want an EPA estimated 41 combined MPG in an Escape Hybrid? A 12-inch touchscreen in an Edge? You got it. In a Ford, built your way. Custom order your new Ford SUV or truck today and receive an extra 1,000 retail order bonus cash.
With 3 simple words.
Let's play Jeopardy!
History began.
Matt Amodio with an unbelievable 38-day winning streak.
Amy Schneider has now been the Jeopardy champion for 40 days and 40 nights.
Jonathan Fisher with an 11-day total of $246,100. Congratulations.
Could the next game start another super streak?
It has been wonderful watching you play.
On Jeopardy!
Jeopardy! Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
Warehouse workers at a New York City Amazon facility have voted in favor of forming the first U.S. union in the tech giant's 27-year history. Workers at the Staten Island facility voted in favor of forming a union with a newly established organization called Amazon Labor Union. It was started by current and former warehouse employees. The results of a separate do-over election at a facility in Alabama were too close to call. Both union efforts came out of the worker frustrations with Amazon's treatment of employees amid the pandemic. The worker shortage has forced one elementary school principal in Arizona to help her students in a different way, helping to drive them to school. Tina Giuliano has the story.
283 to dispatch.
Bethany Papajohn has spent her decades-long career in the classroom.
I want to be a principal because I saw my principals making such a difference.
But now she's getting behind the wheel and in the bus driver's seat.
But it has been a childhood dream of mine to one day be a bus driver. Because my dad drove the bus a lot and I spent hours and days, hundreds of days, sitting behind him on a bus.
So from learning the different lights to how to use the brake, this accomplishment, she says, is important.
I fulfilled this dream right now because I saw a need, and the need is there's a huge shortage of bus drivers nationwide.
And the training is no easy task.
And it needs to be. It's all for safety reasons, but it's a lot. I have put in countless hours.
And her trainer, Jose Ochoa, says there's a need especially for elementary school drivers.
The field trips are more like sports activities. We end up going with the bigger kids because they have sports, and it takes away from a lot of the elementary schools. So it's nice that she's actually doing for her elementary school.
And now, thanks to their hard work, the Painted Sky Elementary School students are able to go on their first field trip in over 2 years.
Very cool because Miss Papajohn is very nice.
The 4th grade class is heading to Catalina State Park for some hands-on learning.
Now that our principal is a bus driver, it's like really exciting.
Last season, Stevens Point native Cole Caufield set the NHL world ablaze, and after the slow start, the young sniper now bringing in some awards. We'll have details on his historic month of March. That's after the break.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
Now at Cellcom, get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 or Galaxy S21 FE. Offer good April 1st through the 10th. Taxes due at sale. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/spring for details.
Summer is about having fun, not worrying about your old, outdated dock. Portadoc's corrosion-resistant roll-in or post-dock aluminum dock systems offer durability and longevity, as well as functionality with multiple configurations and decking options. Virtually maintenance-free Portadoc systems will keep you in or on the water all summer long. Visit your local Portadoc dealer and welcome to where the land ends and the summer fun begins. Dvorak's Docks, Highway 45 in Elko. Tomahawk Sports Center, North 4th Street in Tomahawk.
Dylan, how's that sofa you can't return from that big internet site?
Honestly, not that great.
Well, Slumberland can help. It's our biggest finance sales event of the year. Just $20 a month will get you a gorgeous sectional, a 3-piece bedroom group, when you spend $1,200 and pay no interest for 5 years.
No way.
How about kicking back in this luxury leather power recliner for just $25 a month? And come to Slumberland Sleep Solutions, where we've reinvented mattress shopping.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Here's why it's smart to custom order your Ford SUV, because custom orders receive priority. You'll get an extra 1,000 order bonus plus incentive protection, guaranteeing you the best offer now or at delivery. And the features you choose. Want an EPA estimated 41 combined MPG in an Escape Hybrid? A 12-inch touchscreen in an Edge? You got it. In a Ford built your way. Custom order your new Ford SUV or truck today and receive an extra 1,000 retail order bonus cash.
Now at Cellcom, get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 or Galaxy S21 FE. Offer good April 1st through the 10th. Taxes due at sale. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/spring for details.
Although he got some valuable experience last year, including a trip to the Stanley Cup final, Cole Caufield is still technically a rookie. And after a brutal start to the season, the kid has turned it on lately. Caufield was named the NHL's Rookie of the Month for the month of March. He led all rookies in points and goals, and he now sits with 14 goals and 19 assists on the season. Plus, he became the first Montreal player to win that award since their legendary goalie Carey Price took home the hardware in 2008. When you're not sitting back to watch the Final Four, you might be spending some time this weekend trying to reel in the big one. And to get you in the mood, here's Chris Baranek with this week's Big Ol' Fish.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Well, it's Friday, it's time for Big Old Fish, and it's also time for fish fries. So let me ask you this. What do whales eat for dinner? Why, fish and ships, of course. Anyway, moving on with this week's Big Old Fish, we start with 9-year-old Lincoln Flores from St. Germain, who caught this beautiful 27.6-inch northern while ice fishing on Plum Lake with his dad and brothers. Northern pike, right around 30 inches? Yeah, that's a big old fish. Way to go, Lincoln. Keep on reeling them in. Next up on this week's Big Old Fish, we have 17-year-old Chasey Ettinger from Phillips. Now, it says here that she was fishing on the Jump River in Kennan, Wisconsin, when she caught this healthy sucker. Well, that is one big old fish, Chasey. Keep on reeling them in. And finally, on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Andrew Keast from New Berlin, Wisconsin. Now, he caught this 35-inch northern on Longstone Lake with a tip-up and a shiner, and the line broke right when it got out of the hole. So not only is this a big old fish, but it comes with a big old fish story. But you got the photos to prove it, so way to go, Andrew. Keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Norling Taxidermy Fish Mount is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
This portion of Newswatch 12 brought to you by Nicolay Law Accident and Injury Lawyers.
With Angus beef, melty Swiss, and bacon between toasted sourdough. Oh, yeah. The Frisco Angus Burger is for those who know an icon when they see one. Because flavor like this is always in style. Bite into the Frisco Angus Burger, part of the Frisco menu, only at Hardee's.
Moments of life are special, and suffering from diabetes should not get in the way. US Med's mission is to find ways to make your diabetes more manageable and more comfortable. You deserve to enjoy life without the constant reminder of living with diabetes. If you monitor with 4 or more tests per day, inject insulin 3 or more times per day, or use an insulin pump, you may qualify to receive a continuous glucose monitor, the latest in diabetes technology. A continuous glucose monitor provides blood sugar readings without uncomfortable finger sticks and alerts you real time to potentially harmful spikes in your blood sugar levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurance companies. If you're a caretaker for someone who suffers from diabetes or have diabetes yourself and meet these conditions, please call our diabetic specialist now to see if you qualify for your continuous glucose monitor.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. Not only can a CGM immediately reduce pain, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day and injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call now and learn how to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
With ham, melty cheese, and an egg on toasted sourdough. Oof. The recipe for standing out is keeping things simple, making this breakfast your most iconic meal of the day. Bite into the Frisco Breakfast Sandwich, part of the Frisco menu, only at Hardee's.
Rust is most active in the spring. Fight back and protect your vehicle's investment by calling Rust Solutions underbody rust proofing service today.
So we got some more snow back in the forecast tonight into the morning hours. Tomorrow's our futurecast did show it coming right in, but it is going to be a quick hitter. So pretty much coming in and coming right out tomorrow afternoon before transitioning to a little bit of rain and snow. But we're thinking a dusting to an inch of snow, but temperatures tomorrow are going to be into the low 40s, so whatever does fall will be melting.
I'm just going to let the weather take care of itself. I don't have to get up and shovel. I'm just going to sleep in and do nothing. It's the weekend.
It's the weekend. Enjoy
I've
it.
earned it. Exactly. Thank you, Conrad. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and of course, tune in tomorrow night. Have a good one.